Okay, I have been invited to read our land acknowledgement today, and I am delighted to open up this Tree Songs 3 contribution by the Just Voices Choir with this land acknowledgement. Number one, why is an Indigenous land acknowledgement important? This is a quote here. It's important to understand the long-standing history that has brought you to reside on this land and to seek to understand your place within that history. Land acknowledgements do not exist in the past tense or historical context. Colonialism is a current ongoing process, and we need to build our mindfulness of our present participation. That's a quote from Northwestern University. Second quote, when we talk about land, land is part of who we are. It's a mixture of our blood, our past, our current, and our future. We carry our ancestors in us, and they're around us, as you all do. And that's from Mary Lyons from the Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe. With all of that in mind, we are grateful to be gathering as Just Voices, a community-oriented activist choir in Ottawa on unceded Algonquin territory. We use our voices to inspire social change and contribute to movements for social and environmental justice, racial and gender equality, and struggles against violence, war, and poverty. As a settler choir, we try to concretely contribute to reconciliation by gathering donations to the Native Women's Association of Canada and raising funds for other Indigenous organizations. We feature songs by Indigenous composers with their permission and conditions. We do our best to avoid cultural appropriation, and we are very grateful to be able to take part in saving part of our amazing planet, especially our sisters and brothers, the trees, that singing in Tree Songs 3 has afforded us. Thank you, trees, for being here. Thank you, Indigenous peoples, for keeping things going up till now. We're going to try to keep it together. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jen. That was beautiful. My name's Rob Ryan. I'm sort of the MC for the evening. As Jen says, we are an activist choir, and all of us here, pretty much here, are members of the choir, except for our good friend Jane Keeler, who has kindly come to join us and is going to read a poem or perform a poem for us a little bit later on in the evening. Or the afternoon. My God, where am I? Anyway, so I'm going with that. Having said that, the first song, Sharon, we're going to ask Sharon to make some remarks about the cause that we're here fighting for.
Hello, my name is Sharon, a member of Just Voices. We are gathered here today online to inform others of a planned 2022 development in the City of Ottawa's Queen Juliana Park and northeast section of the Central Experimental Farm, a National Canadian Heritage Site near Dow's Lake and the Rideau Canal system at the corner of Carling and Preston Streets. This past fall, we were informed that a tree survey was completed on the site with a report that there will be over 600 trees cut down. This is in reference to the plans for the Civic Hospital campus to build a 4-story parking garage on top of Queen Juliana Park. As this became knowledge to the public, it was found that the tree survey only counted mature trees for removal and did not list any trees that would also require removal 10 inches in circular diameter or smaller. Taking this additional information into account, Reimagine Ottawa predicts that this likely means closer to over 700 or maybe 800 trees may be removed. Many are asking if this makes sense, especially with the latest education on climate change and the city's promise to plant more trees to that of pre-existing mature ones rather than remove them. Mature trees are an imperative part of keeping our cities clean all year round, shaded and cool in the summer, and a refuge for wildlife in the winter. Even if replanted, all of us here will not see what exists now within Queen Juliana Park within our own lifetimes, within this capital city that should be setting an example for other cities in our nation. If one would like more details on this project and what they can do to protect mature trees in our city, please visit the website for Reimagine Ottawa online and on Facebook, where there is also a petition one may sign. Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon. The first song we're going to do is called Tomogamy Round. It was originally written by Marie Lynn Hammond and Marilyn Lerner for a rally opposing the cutting of the last of Ontario's red and white pine forest. And it continues to be a very appropriate song today for all the struggles all across the country centering on trees and including the struggle we're having here in Ottawa. There have been additional verses added and created by Juliana Foster, one of our members, and I think others have had a hand in it too, if I'm not mistaken, Juliana. But yes, and anyway, so here we go with Tomogamy Round.
Rob and Patricia, gallery, please.
Thank you.
Say what? Who's giving the starting notes? Me?
You are,
Okay.
and maybe I'll give a little count.
Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. If
Juliana, you're up.
If we lose the forest and destroy the land, we might as well be cutting off our own right hand.
For we and the earth are one, under the moon, under the sun.
If we build more buildings and cut down more trees, we're cutting down the source of the air that we breathe. For we and the earth are one, under the moon, under the sun. Please protect the oak and save the pine. We're talking about a future that is yours and mine. Oh, we and the earth are one, under the moon, under the sun.
Join the rising voices, understand the cost, and reimagine Ottawa without its loss.
For we and the earth are one, under the moon, under the sun.
If we lose the forest and destroy the land, we might as well be cutting off our own right hand.
For we, the earth are one, under the moon, under the sun.
For we, the earth are one, under the moon, under the
Okay, well done. Well done. Now, we were going to have a poem read to us by Anne Gardner, but Anne's connection we think is a little fuzzy. Is that right, Anne?
Yes, it's still fuzzy.
No, it's actually quite clear. Why don't you go ahead?
Okay. The Tree, adapted from a poem written by Tom Spritt in 1994. The calm, quiet strength of a tree, anchored deep in the earth, reaching high in the sky. The calm, quiet strength of a tree. The calm, quiet strength of a tree, full of life from its roots to the tiniest branch. The calm, quiet strength of a tree. Oh, how it comforts me, how it teaches me without a sound. Then I realize at once that this tree and I are one. The calm, quiet strength of a tree, from the weight of its trunk to its needles and pine cones to the calm, quiet strength of a tree. The calm, quiet strength of a tree, showing anyone near all the secrets of time, the calm, quiet strength of a tree.
Thank you very much, Anne. For next, we're going to sing a song called We the Folk of Ottawa. It's a parody of a Christmas tune. It was written several years ago around previous errors by the City Council, and was been revamped by Patricia Reynolds and myself for the hospital parking lot and trees fiasco. So I think Patricia is going to lead off this song.
We the folk of Ottawa are fed up with decisions bizarre by the city. It's not pretty, oh clearly they've gone too far.
Oh, park to parking people's land, act to make them understand. Their plan is stuffed, we've had enough of processes so underhand.
Trees by hundreds will be cut down. Council is developer's clown. Change of site pulled overnight and profiteers run the town.
Oh, park to parking people's land, act to make them understand. Their plan is stuffed, we've had enough of processes so underhand.
Who will gain from this shady deal? Not the public, time to get real. They pulled strings, they're not our kings. Let's show them how we feel.
Oh, park to parking people's land, act to make them understand. Their plan is stuffed, we've had enough of processes so underhand. Honey's pasture all did agree, didn't mean the loss of a tree. Better transit, but for profit, getting the farm for free. Well, $1.
Oh, park to parking people's land, act to make them understand. Their plan is stuffed, we've had enough of processes so underhand.
What's a knack, the hospital board? Careful lies dissembling their words. NCC caved, precious land paved, people and trees not heard.
Oh, park to parking people's land, act to make them understand. Their plan is stuffed, we've had enough of processes so underhand.
Reimagine trees where they stand, ride and march and sing for this land. Make your mission, politicians, to stop all these changes planned.
Oh, park to parking people's land, act to make them understand. Their plan is stuffed, we've had enough of processes so underhand.
Hey, well done. Well done. Now, the next song is called Hymne à la beauté du monde. It was written 50 years ago by Luc Plamondon, It speaks to the situation all around the world, as well as the trees that we're fighting to save. And it has become even more compelling as climate change has developed, and especially in light of the more recent reports that we've had. So, hymne à la beauté du monde. And we're going to start with the first line.
Ne tuons pas la beauté du monde.
Ne tuons pas la beauté du monde.
Faisons de la terre une grandeur d'âme pour ceux qui viendront après nous.
Ne tuons pas la beauté du monde. Chaque fleur, chaque arbre que l'on tue revient nous tuer à son tour.
Ne tuons pas la beauté du monde. Ne tuons pas le chant des oiseaux. Ne tuons pas le bleu du jour.
Ne tuons pas la beauté du monde.
Chaque fleur, chaque arbre que l'on tuait, revient nous tuer son tour.
Ne tuons pas la beauté du monde. Ne tuons pas le chant des oiseaux. Ne tuons pas le bleu du jour.
Ne tuons pas la beauté du monde.
La dernière chance de la terre, c'est maintenant que se joue.
Ne tuons pas la beauté du monde.
Faisons de la terre un grand jardin pour ceux qui viendront après nous.
Après
Great. Now, we're very lucky to have Jane Keeler with us, and she's going to read one of her poems.
And I have the pleasure of just saying a couple of words about Jane, a community activist of long standing, member of many singing jams and groups, and a Big Soul Project choir, and activist in that area. And Chris White credits Jane for beginning this movement to bring the music to the effort to save the trees, with her promoting the idea of a concert of a singing choir under the trees in August. And COVID notwithstanding, Jane was responsible for very safely assembling, I'm sure, over 100 singers, musicians, all masked, and MCs. She herself spoke. Diane McIntyre was there. The activist crew that continues with posters and information, and the singing grannies, the raging grannies, and it was a wonderful event. And this singing initiative continues to this day, sometimes probably with more singing than less, every Sunday afternoon at the corner of Preston and Prince of Wales. Posters are flyers are handed out. I've seen Jane hauling load after load of posters out of her car. When the weather was good, things being put up. Absolutely, is that word indefatigable? Anyway, Jane, it's a real pleasure that you would grace us today with your presence and your poem. Thank you for all that you've done.
Thank you, Patricia, and thanks, Just Voices. I love being in this choir's company, and the new verses you've written to some old songs are really wonderful. I heard a friend of mine, Clive Doucette, speak last summer near Dow's Lake. He's a poet and a former city councilor, and I suddenly became aware of what was going to happen to these trees, and since then I haven't been able to stop thinking about them. So I wrote this poem out of that, called Lament and a Warning. And because of that, we had that event called the Lament for the Trees. It worked from there. How many trees, how many trees, how many trees will die? Well, is it 600, 300, 450, or 700? I have my own number, tell us no lie. 1,000 verdant lives to die, 1,000 crowns to lose the sky. Their severed roots unseen will rot under the black of a parking lot. Their nuts and seeds will find no ground. Their gifts now buried in a killing mound. Underneath a reckless monument to greed, camouflaged with human need. These lives who exhale what we breathe, they exhale what we breathe, are not a separate thing. Our suicidal past, our suicidal path must stop. And we must end our murdering the green. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jane. That's a very powerful poem. We are now about to do our last song.
Our last song, and thank you, Jane, that was very special. The last song is Save the Trees. This song was originally written by Just Voice's own Rob Ryan for the annual general meeting of the Trees Ottawa, an organization that encourages people to plant trees. It has a flexible format, which we have adapted in the struggle to save the trees here. Save the trees.
Save the trees.
Oh yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Save the trees.
Oh yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Save the trees.
Oh yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Save the trees.
Oh yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Save the trees.
Oh, yes, please do it.
Save the trees.
Oh, yes, please do it.
Save the trees.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a great, good thing to do.
Save the farm.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Save the farm.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Save the farm.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Save the farm.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Save the farm.
Oh, yes, please do it.
Save the farm.
Oh, yes, please do it.
Save the farm.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Plant a tree.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Plant a tree.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Plant a tree.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Plant a tree.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good thing to do.
Plant a tree.
Oh, yes, please do it.
Oh, plant a tree.
Oh, really do it.
Plant a tree.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a fantastic thing to do.
Keep up the fight.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good, good thing to do.
Keep up the fight.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good, good thing to do.
Keep up the fight.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good, good thing to do.
Keep up the fight.
Oh, yes, please do it. It's a good, good thing to do.
Keep up the fight.
Oh, yes, please do it.
Keep up the fight.
Oh, yes, please do it.
Keep up that fight.
Oh, yes,
Oh, yes,
please do
please
it.
do
It's
it.
a
It's a
good thing to
good
do.
thing to
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that is our music and poems for the day. And I think Patricia's going to
Yes.
give us some final words.
You know what I'm thinking is I am just going to once again underline what Sharon mentioned about Reimagine Ottawa. Also to invite everyone to participate in the next part of Tree Songs 3, if you catch this in time, tomorrow afternoon from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And otherwise, there will be Tree Songs 4, underlying the importance of music, poetry, and the arts in this struggle to save the trees. But maybe I would kind of ask everyone to wave goodbye and say that Reimagine Ottawa .ca is a place to go online to find the information that you need to participate. I know sometimes people say, okay, write your whatever, and I panic a little bit because I'm not too sure what to do. There are formats for letters, there are suggestions for your writing your council people, for writing the NCC, for writing government, as they all had a hand in the shady deal, as they say. And if all would go well, after you wave goodbye, I'll put up the on share screen the Reimagine Ottawa site, and then we will end. Or what should I just share that and then end? I think we could just leave it and say goodbye. Do you know what I mean? So I'm saying goodbye. Keep up the fight. Thank you, Jane. Thank you to the poets.
Thank everybody.
And everyone. Yes, indeed. That
Thank
was...
you, especially Patricia, who did a lot of organizing here, and Marianne, who was...
Well, just keep talking for a minute while I locate that.
They were the real hard workers on this one. They did the heavy loading.
Yes. You know where you go when you go to share, and then all of a sudden it wasn't there. Here we go.
Oh.
And here we go with Reimagine Ottawa, the Tree Songs, Clive Doucette, the petition, quote from the petition, and the hospital events get involved, resources, everything that we need to continue and participate as this really, really heats up for the moment, because March is really when the shovels would be hitting the ground. So thank you so much, and we'll leave it on that note.